Hello everyone, it's Brian Akeem. Welcome to my 145th live stream. Today is March 4th. How is everyone doing today? Alright, so we're here. So I'm gonna review The Ones Who Live. By the way, let me know if you guys can hear me. We are reviewing The Ones Who Live, Season 1, Episode 2, Gone. And this was a good episode. Really good. I actually think it was kind of better than the premiere, just a little bit. Because I feel like we really got what we needed from the CRM in this episode as compared to the premiere. Like, I think it actually was better. That's just crazy. Um, all right, so let's get this started. Um, let's see here. What's up, everyone? Michelle was slaying this episode. I agree. Wait for the stream. You gotta be patient, man. You are echoing. Oh, I am sorry to hear that. I'm echoing? Hold on. That's weird. Why am I echoing? Hold on. Um, how do I sound now?
Sound good?
Oh, okay, I do. Yeah, if you guys are watching, let me know how I sound on the video, because I should not be echoing at all. I should sound fine.
So, what did you think of this episode?
Good, really good. I think it was better than the premiere, honestly. Like, that might seem crazy, but I think it was because the premiere just didn't make sense, in my opinion. A lot of things didn't make sense. Whereas this episode, a lot of things made sense. I don't know. Guys, if it's echoing, I truly apologize, but that's not me. Like, I don't know. I didn't do anything, so I don't know what's the issue. So,
Like, like, like one problem I did have with this episode was I found it a little annoying how they were building up Nat and Michonne's relationship throughout the episode, getting his backstory and like what happened to him before the apocalypse, only to kill him off at the end. That was a waste. Hello?
yeah, that didn't bug me. I
Mm.
think my eardrums just burst. Guys, you have to be more specific. No, don't worry about it. I just wanted to let you know. Thank you. Um, J Knight, like, are you like, are you messing with me or something? Like, I mean, I probably don't sound great. I know that. I mean, the stream says excellent, like excellent connection. So I don't know why it's giving issues. I apologize for that. Um, oh, hey, Dragon Ball Radiant. I've heard some people say that they think Jade is Rick and sorry, Rick and Jade is hooked up, and now she's threatening to tell Michonne if they go that route with escape, which I think is ridiculous. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Dragon Ball. They just want it to happen because they ship uh Rick and Jadis in a very gross way. These are the same people that ship Negan and Maggie. Like, people are gross. Like, it's how it is. It's how life is, unfortunately. Hey, Rick. You there, man? Having trouble hearing you. All right, so if you guys have any questions, just let me know. Hey, Dan, thanks for coming. Yeah, this episode was awesome. I for some reason I think it actually is better than the premiere. Like, that might be crazy, but like the premiere, I give it like a maybe a 7.7, 7.8 out of 10 because the premiere just had a lot of issues with it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, Andrew Lincoln did great, but there was still a lot of problems with Rick's first episode. I did not tamper
Okay,
with the
there you
stream.
go.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant, J Knight. I meant like, you know, you said your eardrums bursted or something like that. Like, I figured you were messing with me about that. Uh,
What's up, Brian?
hey man. Not much. Pretty good. I have a bit of a sniffle, so like, like I'm not, I'm not a tiny bit sick. But like not badly. You know what I mean? It's just a runny nose kind of. But hopefully it's not too bad. To where you guys have trouble understanding me. But I enjoyed this episode. I thought it was gonna be mostly Michonne's journey, but they gave us like still Rick like in the halfway point. And I have to give it that I had less issues with this episode than I did with Rick's episode. And I think that's because I had such high expectations with Rick's episode, and the premiere, and then it's just like, no, it didn't do it for me. You know what I mean? The premiere for The Ones Who Live just it didn't like blow me away. But then this was like, you know what? For Michonne's episode, this blew me away.
Hey, Brian.
Really?
Yeah. Hold on.
So you didn't have an issue with what they did with Nat?
Actually, no, I didn't. I wasn't like super mad. To be fair, I kind of knew he was gonna die. Like, not in a like spoiler kind of way. Oh, no worries, Josh, if you're late. But yeah, I kind of knew Nat was gonna die because with this show, everybody but Rick and Michonne has plot armor on. Like, I knew it. You know what I mean? I knew going into the show, everyone had plot. Sorry, no one had plot armor except them. There's only 6 episodes. It's not like the regular show, so not everyone's gonna get time to shine. Yeah, I get what you're saying, Dragon Ball, but the thing is, the premiere, I still think the premiere could have been a little bit better, but like this episode was great, and I'll start talking about the positives. Um, the actor
I
that got
I personally prefer the first episode than the second one.
yeah, I think it's because I just had problems with Rick's episode. Like I had such high expectations, and he didn't deliver.
Hey,
Um, Hold on. Let's see. What issues did you have with Rick's episode? I would really like to know. Me personally, I was making Okafor's face, was dying the whole episode because of how supremely Bison it was. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what you're saying. So, I talked about this last week. Rick's episode had a lot of issues. One is, and these are minor issues, a lot of them. Some of them are a little bit major. Oh, whoa. No data. Okay, excellent connection. Okay, here are my problems with Rick's episode. They reveal that, yeah, he's been a consignee for 6 years. And I'm like, that is so disappointing. That is so. I'm not saying he needed to be a soldier for the whole thing, but the fact that they time skip 5 years later, the fact that they didn't give us the days gone by, he wakes up in the CRM hospital, to parallel the first episode of the series, that was a hugely missed opportunity, in my opinion. Like, if there was any episode to do it, it would have been in the premiere. We should have seen Rick wake up in the hospital. Also, I did not like the whole. I wanted to get so much lore with the consignees, with the CRM, with World Beyond, and all that stuff. But they didn't really do that. They referenced Omaha a tiny bit and Portland, but they still didn't give us more than we already knew. Really, with that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they're supposed to continue off of that lore in World Beyond and stuff. Not say, oh, look at this. Did you watch World Beyond? Because I feel like we need
I
more
mean,
connections. We need more connections than just, hey, if you watch World Beyond, this is referencing that.
hey,
Like,
Brian.
yeah,
I mean, with episode two, they kind of did have a connection with World Beyond with Jada showing up at the end.
yeah, that I liked, and I'll get to that soon. Um, so when I was watching this episode, I kind of thought that it seemed a little fast that Nat and everyone just loved Michonne right off the bat, but I was kind of okay with it. I kind of understood they had to kind of rush it. Um, was kind of hoping more they would explain. I was kind of hoping more there was the scene with Nat talking about like, you think this guy Rick's alive, like, and then all this stuff. After he blew up in a bridge, and that was years ago. But like I said, I think the actors were great. I think the chemistry between them was really good, and I think Michonne's outfit was awesome. It's so funny. I think Scott Gimple teased that there's a story to how Michonne got her outfit on, to how we see her in the final episode of the main show. I think they said there was a story to that, and it's just like, no, not really. 5 minutes in, and boom, she gets her gear. So I feel like Gimple kind of overhyped that, but I'm not faulting the episode for that. In my opinion, I think it was a smart idea to rush this on Michonne's segments because we do not need to spend 40 minutes when Michonne bonding with these people, and then we see her riding off to the herd and all that stuff. I feel like that's a waste of time. But I also think it was cool that they brought in back Bailey and Aiden, like those characters from season 10. I think that is really cool. Although a fun fact, I legit had them confused. I thought the girl was Bailey and the guy was Aiden. Like, no joke. But it's reversed. Like that was. I'm not faulting the episode. Like, I'm just saying that that was kind of weird. I didn't know that. But yeah. So like I said, I like
Hey,
the episode.
Brian.
Yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
Like, I just wanted to bring up that I kind of had a feeling that the guy and girl were gonna die because I mean that scene at the campfire where the girl and Michonne are talking alone and the girl's mentioning that we're gonna come and find Rick with you and we're gonna do it together and like we're not going back until we find like the moment she said those words I knew something bad was gonna happen to them.
Right. I knew she was gonna die when she said she's pregnant. I'm like, oh yeah, no, she's gonna die. You know what I'm saying? So like, oh yeah. So another thing I didn't like about the previous episode with episode one, I said this before and I'll say it again. I hate that there's a consignee district outside the CRM main city, because it's just like it feels cheap. It feels like they don't want to show us the actual city. And I feel like we've been waiting so long to see the actual hidden city of the CRM that not seeing it, seeing this consignee district, I just feel like that's really cheap. So that's also why I
You
don't
have
like
And,
to
that.
earn it.
I do agree with you that it doesn't really make sense in the previous episode that the Okafor character lived in a greenhouse, whereas World Beyond Elizabeth lived in a penthouse. That doesn't make sense.
Yes, you're right. You're right, Nick. That was one issue I had that didn't make sense to me. And then another thing was Okafor bombing LA and then Atlanta, and then he was going to do Philadelphia that same night. That also I had a huge issue with because it doesn't make sense in terms of realism. There's no way one soldier, one bomber would be ordered for three cities when every city has its own set of bombers, like military. Um, but as far as like as far as them killing Okafor and these new characters, I am fine with that because we need some death in this franchise. Like this franchise hasn't had death, minus Rosita's death. Um, you know what I mean? This franchise hasn't really killed off notable characters in a while, and and watching people's reactions, seeing them cry when these minor characters die, I'm like, yes, this is what The Walking Dead needs to be again. Because seriously, when was the last time
But
someone? Yeah.
as for the city thing that you said a little earlier, I think that they just want to show that you have to earn it. You know, as a consignee, you have to earn it to go in the city. Basically, I mean, I think we did see part of it in the first episode, right? When Rick went to talk to Esteban about the map he had. I think that was a little bit inside the city.
Maybe, but it still is very unclear. It's very unclear. It looks the same as the consignee district, though. The hidden city, the main city, it looks. You see the skyscrapers and all that. Remember World Beyond? They showed the skyscrapers and Elizabeth's apartment. That's how the hidden city looks. But yet in this show, Philadelphia has these really short apartment buildings, and then just like a park. And I'm like, no, where are the skyscrapers? Like that doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Like what section of the city is this? Like, so as far as you need the right to earn to be in the city, I'm sorry, but that's stupid because we have a few reasons. We've been waiting so long to see the hidden city, and also, it doesn't matter if you're in the consignee district or in the hidden city itself. You can't leave. Like, so what's the difference? Like, why make another district? Like I said, why put in all that effort? Why make a district outside the city for you know, and put all that work in maintaining it just so people can leave it and go into the main one? Like, I don't know. I just don't like that. That's stupid, in my personal opinion.
They
Hey
just want to
Brian,
see
hey
who they're
Brian,
bringing in, really. Like, that's a teaser for Michonne next episode that they're seeing that she's not a bee, basically. So I think they just do that to see who they're bringing in before they bring them into the city, basically.
hey Brian.
Yeah. I still don't like it though, Rick. I still think it's a
So,
cheap gimmick. Go ahead.
so like this show so far especially episode 2, has really been doing a good job at making the CRM look very, very evil, evil, evil.
Right.
Especially episode 2, where they're just killing innocent people like it's nothing.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. And we are going to get to that scene soon. Um, Nat is talking about his stepfather, Danger, but then all of a sudden they start hearing the helicopter, and I'm just like, finally, it's about time. Like, honestly, the fact that more people in the zombie apocalypse did not come across the CRM and their helicopters is just insane to me. So, fun fact, Scott Gimple actually confirmed this. He said that the reason he said they actually were getting close to the city. He said that they were miles away from Philadelphia itself, I think, and that's why the helicopter took him out. You know what I mean? But here's
Yeah,
the
that's
yeah,
why they attacked them because they were getting close.
right. But here's the thing though. Nat's a minor issue. Nat shouted that it's chlorine gas before it dispersed. The gas blew up. So that's a nitpick I have. Like, there's no way he could know that. Like he says after doing it.
He's just smart.
No, but you can't know what the gas is before it deploys. You know what I'm saying? Like right when you're about to die, you can't just say that's chlorine gas. I'm about to die. Like no, that's not real. When Michonne and him come to the mall though, and then he coughs and says it was chlorine gas, that's realistic, but not in this scene. You know what I mean? So that was a small nitpick I had. Um, because if the helicopter is shooting something at you, how do you know it's chlorine gas before it explodes? Like you know what I'm saying? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like he said it too soon. I feel like that was an issue with the episode. I love to be a part of the stream.
Like I said, they are doing a good job at making this make.
Yeah. What's your rating for this episode? I'm gonna give it an 8.5 out of 10. Honestly, I think it was really good. I'm gonna give it 8.5 out of 10.
They
Um,
CRM very evil. Hello,
yeah.
hello, hello.
Yes. Yes, I hear you.
I said they're doing a good job at making the CRM very evil.
Yes, I totally agree. They have to because we don't need some stupid crap like, oh, now the CRM leave boxes of food out in the street for people. You know, like all of a sudden they start doing this. Like, no, we don't need that garbage. um, they're getting a little trigger happy with the new characters. You're kind of right, DeRosa, but to be fair, I get it. They have to do it. We need some stinking death in this show. And, like, let's be honest, guys. Like, we know they're never going to kill off Maggie or Negan or Daryl or Carol or Michonne or Rick. So they have to kill off the minor characters to torture us. You know what I mean? Like, it's just a sad fact. Crazy episode.
Because if I'm honest, I was starting to like Nat.
Yeah, I think that's the point. You have to like him. Um, Dang it, where am I? Hold on, guys. I think they're probably trying to be smart with the budget. Maybe this we'll see the city during the finale or the opening of season 2 once everyone else tracks down recommission. Yeah, I'm sorry, Dragon Ball, but you might be right. But I heavily disagree with that. It's not right. You can't just tease Philadelphia in the show like background and stuff, and then just not show it in the first season. Like that's just cheap. That's not. I don't know. It's not
I
right.
mean, we got a lot of stuff though towards the end of the episode with showing the tanks, the vehicles they have. I mean,
Right.
I'd say
Yeah,
that was good.
that's good. That's good. But what about the whole movie thing we were promised? This episode was what, $13 million to make, and we couldn't see a few minutes inside the main city. It just doesn't make sense to me. Like I don't know. Like I feel like we have to see the main city. You know, like they're spending a lot of money on the show. Like I don't see why not. You know. So yeah, and like I said, we've been waiting so long, so many years to see the CRM city. The fact that we got more of it in World Beyond than this show, like come on, like it just doesn't make sense, honestly to me. Um, let's see, maybe Okafor just likes plants. Yeah, I know, but that's still weird. Maybe it reminds him of his wife. Yeah, I just wish they explained it or something. Brian, haven't you realized the CRM hasn't mentioned Commonwealth? Kind of weird, wild, considering Commonwealth is quite a sizable group. Yeah, I agree with that, DeRosa. They have to know about the Commonwealth. They do. But they just don't talk about it because they have a secret alliance or whatever. Unlike Omaha and Portland, they had a public alliance. I don't know. That's the only way. Just kidding. Okay, you know what? Let's see. They had to keep him contained because leader president. I mean, the CR in general. He knew the world was gonna need Rick Grimes because he's the goat. My bad. You didn't know who you were talking to. Okay. Let's be honest, Nat. Let's be honest, Nat would have made Alexandra a bit too powerful with his expertise. This makes things more scary. I mean, maybe, but like, I don't know. The best way to help Alexandra is to turn it into the Commonwealth. Like they need an army. Like Alexandra needs a stinking army. Like it is so vulnerable. It's not even funny. Oh.
Hey, Brian.
How do you hold on? How do you think the ones who live in a person I hated? I don't want girls with boys' name. Trans characters shouldn't exist. Uh, that Aiden's not a trans. It's just I don't know why her name is that, but that's not it. Only problem was King Bach. How come he's in it, but he isn't the king? I don't know. Jada's scene was great. Yes, I agree, Dan. Jada's scene this episode was great. The way she just said yes, 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 like I'm just like, I hate you, Jadis, but you are a good villain. Like Jadis is not in my top villains list as far as like top 3, I don't think. But I think she might be in top 5 or something like that because Jadis is not scary. This is one thing I want to point out. She's not scary as a villain, but she is very manipulative and she is dangerous as far as what she knows and what she can do. So, you know what I'm saying? So,
I don't know about that. It kind of does seem a little scary because she has information about Rick and Michonne. She
right.
could easily tell Beale all the stuff she knows, and Alexandria is screwed. So
Yeah. Why doesn't she? Do you think she has a backup plan if she was killed? Like, do you think she maybe gave someone in the CRM a envelope and told them, if I ever die, you read this, or maybe she has a message to Beale. If she's ever killed, this message will be given to him, and it will tell Beale about Alexandria. Like, you know what I mean? Like a backup in case she's killed. Like, imagine that.
well, I don't know because she already talked about how her and Rick had a deal, basically to not say a word about Alexandria. So I figured that's why Alexandria is still around.
Right. But we know
Yeah,
Jadis is a liar.
figured she kept her mouth shut.
Right. We know Jadis is a liar, but technically, recording a message is not saying anything. If you don't think anyone will watch it, technically, it's a technicality. You know what I mean? Like imagine Jadis
Yeah,
imagine Jadis has a backup plan. If she's killed by Rick, somebody takes this message, this tape to General Beale, because it's part of like Jadis's will or something. If she's killed in action, and it's her telling him about Alexandria. It's a backup in case Rick ever kills her. So it's like, oh yeah, so Jadis won in the end, kind of thing, even if she's killed. Like I don't know. In my opinion, it would be stupid if she didn't have a plan like that, because it's like Jadis, Rick is gonna want to kill you. Like all he has to do is kill you. The fact that you didn't tell General Beale, like all Rick has to do is kill you. Like and a lot of his worries are over.
she she already kind of threatened him that she would tell him if him and Michonne escape. She
Right.
says she's not going to tell him about Michonne, but if Rick and Michonne do try to escape, then she will. So
Um. Yeah. Possibly, but I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. Can't lie. The basic actress does a great job of being a threat. I mean, she's dangerous as far as information, but as far as intimidating physically, no, Jade is not intimidating. But she's great acting. Like I love the part where she's like, Rick, what the heck are you doing? Or no, what the fudge? I love that part. I'm just like, oh man, Jade has got the F bomb. Like I never would have expected that. It'll be interesting
I
to see.
really wanted to see what Rick was going to say.
Imagine he just says "fudge you," like like Oh my goodness. Like, I don't know, Rick.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see if Michonne will use any of his tactics to take down the CRM. Natix, that is, tactics. I mean, I don't know if I don't know because what is Michonne gonna do? Burn down the CRM? Like that's very simple, you know. She's not an engineer. She can't make his missiles. You know, it's not that simple. However, I hope the rumors about aren't true. Those are not rumors, K Knight. Those are just sick people who just think Rick and Michonne Rick and Jade is hooked up, which is not. That's disgusting. Like anyone who thinks that, it's gross.
Bro, they
Um,
haven't even seen each other in a long time.
yeah. Darn it. I am so behind on the chat. Hold on, guys. Um, I heard the rumors. Does this make sense? Jadis is a lesbian with short hair from Axel. No, Jadis is not a lesbian. She just has the short hair because she wants to be like Joan of Arc. Hey, Brian, do you think I could join the stream? Not tonight, man. Sorry. Um, those are not true. Yeah, they're not true. And they're disgusting. Whoever is speaking it's CRM, not CRN. Please, right. Remember, the CRM has done this a lot, and they're pioneers moving all over the country. Of course, they would hear about it. Yeah, you think more people would see the CRM helicopters, but no, like, or you think that Gabriel and Negan and some of the other characters, like in Commonwealth, would put the pieces together with designation 2 and all that and just be like, maybe CRM related, but no, like come on, honestly. Can we depend on any of the world beyond in it though? The cast ain't exactly elite. They're more so dilapidated budgets, Stranger Things actors, actresses. Listen, K Knight, World Beyond characters may not be the best. Okay, I admit. They're better than the Fear characters though. Like let's be honest. And also, unlike the main show characters, they are heavily tied to the CRM. Iris is convincing Portland to wage war on the CRM. Silas is a soldier under Jadis. Which, by the way, now that we've seen Jadis, we have to see Silas next episode or episode 4, 5, 6. We got to start seeing him soon. Otherwise, I'm gonna rant. Like if we don't see Silas, I will be mad about that. Just pointing that out. Of course, they would hear about it at some point. Nat and Eugene would be a great duo. Yeah, they're both smart and bad at fighting. Jadis looks like Edna from The Incredibles. That's why she ain't scared. Nah, she's too tall. My family were watching this episode and really enjoyed it. That's great, Josh. Yeah, this episode was good. How is it better than Rick's episode, honestly? Hey, Brian, do you think that Gimple knows about Extinction? Is planning Extinction crossover? That would be awesome, Gas, but no. He does not know about Extinction. If he did, he would hire me to, put the spinoff in. AMC would ask me for the rights to the spinoff. Let's see. No, the CRM is way too consistent in that. Yeah, the CRM is pretty inconsistent with things. Hey, Brian, deny her acting was amazing this episode. Yeah, I agree. It was amazing. In my opinion, Rick and CRM are some of their best in the show, in my opinion. Yeah, that's true, but the CRM could be a little bit better. As like with certain things of why they do certain things, like the A's and B's things. I still hate that. That makes no sense. Like how is Heath an A? How is he a leader? How is he a strong person? And also when Rick was injured, Jadis said that he's strong. Did anyone else notice this? When in season 9, when Rick was injured, Jadis told the helicopter pilot that Rick is strong. And that she has
I have a feeling Dimple just changed it. He probably didn't like what he was doing, so he just changed it.
That's a retcon, though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I hate that.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
Like, the reason I say that Deny her acting was amazing this episode is mainly the scenes where she was crying that felt real.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. That was great. I'm a huge fan. Let's see. Okay, Brian. Gosh, where is the chat? I keep losing it. I hear you. I read save the main city for huge battles. What did you say? Yeah, that's not happening, guys. I am not doing another food review. Not happening. We have we have a deal. I made a deal with you guys. You review my series, you get food reviews. We had that deal. Let's see. I crave it. Sorry to hear that, man. Besides,
Hey,
Hold
You know
on.
how
Let
you
me.
said Gimple should hire you? Oh, sorry.
No. Oh, go ahead, man. Well, like,
I was saying that you were saying Gimple would hire you. I don't think that's the case because you wouldn't give us like a Jerry spinoff or an Esteban spinoff. So
anyone wants those spinoffs. I'm sorry, man. Come on. What is an Esteban spinoff gonna be? Him working in the water plant, like in the water facility, and Jerry. What is he gonna do in
bro,
What is Jerry gonna do in
Esteban is the
Alexandria?
best.
Dude, what is Jerry gonna do in his spinoff? Have 8 more kids with Nabila? 8 more kids? Like,
I don't know. One of them gets kidnapped and then they go on a rescue mission like Dead City.
repeating the same
What?
story,
What?
dude. It's terrible.
Like, I mean, I joked in the past that they should do a dog spinoff, but
Nah, he's going into Daryl's show. If you recall when Rick and Michonne were talking, Rick and Michonne said the last time you tried. The final episode is called The Last Time. Maybe they go get home. Final episode. It's possible, DeRosa, but how are we gonna see that? Because Alexandra is gone, and as far as the real life set, Sonoya, but and also Judith and RJ are in Commonwealth. Like this, just I feel like AMC shot themselves in the foot with that. Because it sounded like he gave up. Maybe. Man, I keep every time I scroll down one little bit in the chat, it just puts me all the way to the bottom. Your Brian, let's change the topic about discuss. No, let's not. I got strawberries. Let's not do that. I have to go, guys. All right, Dragon Ball Radiant. Take care, man. Thank you guys so much. Really appreciate you stopping by. To meet Rick, shouldn't be ashamed. It'd be perfectly reasonable for you to give up. 6 years you tried. Me for a long time.
Hey, Brian.
Oh, hold on, man. Call. I'll take a bite. Strawberries. Okay, guys, come on. Let's keep this Walking Dead or on topic at least a little bit, please. Let's see. I want an Esteban Scott movie. No, DeRosa, Scott is dead. Okay, you know he's dead, man. We've been talking about this for a year. Scott died off screen. We talked about this.
Come on, he's right about Esteban.
We talked about a dog spinoff. That was Nick. Can I strawberry please? What's on it? Realize Michonne knows nothing about the Commonwealth. Yeah, she has no idea about the Commonwealth, which is just crazy. All right, guys. I caught up with the chat. Any questions?
Hey, Brian.
They could just tell her. They could just tell her and Rick when they get back, like, "Oh, your kids are at the Commonwealth," and they'll just go. I don't think it'll be that big of an
Hey,
issue.
Brian.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I do find it interesting how they titled the first 3 episodes of The Ones Who Lived Years Gone By, kind of like a homage to Days Gone By, the pilot. That is interesting how they titled the first 3 episodes Years Gone By.
Yeah, but I still don't like it. Like as far as the titles, in my opinion, you still should have called this. The premiere should have been called Years Gone By, and then the second episode you could have just called it Danger. Like you know what I mean? Danger. Like it's simple as that. Like you know what I mean? Like I still feel like they kind of messed up on the episode titles, but it's not a huge deal. Who's deaf in this episode made you sad? I was kind of a little bit of everyone, I suppose. Not Bailey, but I was kind of sad when Aiden died because she's a pregnant woman. So I'm a Christian, so babies. It just it kind of hits me in the feels when it's like, yeah, the CRM just killed a woman who's pregnant. Which, by the way, like you think the CRM would want as many pregnant women as they can get because hello, the human race is at the brink of extinction. It's not like 99.9% of the human race is dead. Oh wait, they are. So yeah.
Well, again, it's like I said, it just enforces how evil they are.
I agree. No gas, I will not. Who to speak here? Be ashamed. Whoever just spoke that. Brian, I'm upset Michonne didn't tell Rick about RJ. No, I am not upset about that, Joshua, not one bit. RJ can buzz off for all I care. I wonder what
Bro,
RJ.
what?
Yeah. I don't care, man.
Why? He's RJ.
Very funny.
He's RJ. I mean, there's not really that much problems with him. They just didn't do much. He's young right now,
They
and
didn't do anything with him.
yeah, he didn't do anything. I mean, he's like 7, right?
Dude,
I think
AJ's 5. AJ's 5, and they did so much with him in the final
Yeah, but
season.
he was taught. It's different. They didn't teach RJ. Michonne just left. She taught Judith how to fight, and right there when she left, RJ was still young, and maybe if she stayed, RJ would be different. Maybe she would have trained him. Nobody's training him, so I mean, you can't really expect much of him.
What I expect him to have a personality. He doesn't need to be a tough survivor, but he should at least have a personality. Where is Heath, bro? Heath is dead. Let's move on. I love this episode, although I enjoyed one more. Although that's nothing on this one. Nothing on this one. Yeah. I know you enjoyed one more, Dan. It's just me. For me, one had just so many plot holes and inconsistencies and retcons with the CRM and all this. I just didn't like it. But in this version, I liked it a lot more because I feel like they didn't retcon things. Brian, are you mad?
Hey, Brian.
I have confirmation on Heath. 1 second, man. I'm not mad. I don't care about Heath. He's dead. Let's just move on. Do you think we will get anything? I have no idea. As far as Heath, no. Who agrees that we'll kill the Reapers faster than Maggie's crew? I have no idea. Come on, guys, stay on topic. Stop talking about Anton. Also, who is Anton? Oh, from Fear. Oh, I don't care about him. Can you two stay in chat on this topic, please? Yeah, come on, guys. You can joke around, but let's keep it moving. Okay, so after the CRM gas is deployed, like I said, I don't know how Nat knows it's chlorine before it was deployed. But then afterwards, oh, okay. But then again, it's wait, why is it yellow? It has to be a different gas than the one used in Omaha. But yeah, so no issues with that. I'm just going to assume it's a different formula, or something like that. Or it's just some remains they had, like an old batch or something of gas the CRM kept for years. So you have Nat and Michonne, and I do like this. I like how Michonne tried to convince her group, go to Alexandria, go here, you're welcome. And Nat and the people before were like, no, we're going to help you. And even now, Nat is like, no, I'm not going by myself. There is one thing I kind of wish they could have improved on with Nat. And I think Michonne said, why don't you leave your group if it's such a bad group? They leave people behind. And I feel like this was a missed opportunity, but you should have had Nat, look at Michonne and say, well, what do you think is the reason? The most obvious reason there is. And Nat just shows himself, stands up, and then he puts his arms out, and he's like, look at me. I can't kill the dead. I can't fight the living. I can't do anything. The only thing I have is up here. He points at his head. The only thing I'm good for is up here. You know what I mean? I feel like that would have I feel like they slightly missed an opportunity there to be well, yeah, that realistically a little person would not go out there on their own, to be with out there on their own in survival. No, they would be no, I have to stay with this group. I'm gonna die otherwise. I doubt General Beale is the main leader. DeRosa, he is. General Beale is the main leader. There's no one above him. Michonne is in the fear radiation. Oh yeah, Dan, please no. Please don't remind me of fear. I'm gonna throw up. How big do you think the group Negan probably going to be in charge of Dead City? DeRosa, it's a tiny group. I haven't even watched Dead City, and it's a tiny group. They wouldn't do a dent against a CRM. Everyone in New York City can die. Because honestly, they're already dead. They don't stand a chance against the CRM. I think Michonne will die in episode 3. It's called Bye. Michonne is back, and then Jadis gets her killed. Now stands and makes the CRM for wanted. I don't think so, J Knight. I don't think Michonne's dying in episode 3. I think she could though in 5 or 6, and gets back everyone. Gets everyone back. Sorry. All right.
Hey, Brian.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
I think the only reason why they had Okafor in episode 1 mention LA is so they can just do a little nod to Fear.
Yeah, I know. And like I said, I just hated that. It's not just they reference Fear. That's fine. You could say that I heard LA and Atlanta got bombed. That is fine. But you even have Rick saying, I saw them drop napalm in the city in Atlanta. And I'm like, Rick, no you didn't. You were in a coma. You know what I mean? I'm like, who told him that? I don't know. It's just, there was a lot of things in episode 1 that felt inconsistent. One is literally, there is no way Okafor was told by some general or whatever, take out LA and Atlanta and Philadelphia. he has to go all the way across the country. That's 3 cities in one night. There is no way. Like that doesn't make any sense in my opinion. Like you know what I mean? It's just it feels that's incredibly unrealistic. Um,
And one thing I was confused
J
about
Knight,
in
calm
episode
down.
2. What?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, no. I was just gonna say one thing I was a little confused about in this episode. What was like we see Adrian, like as his girl's dying on the bed, Michonne tells him to not like sleep on the bed, don't stay next to her, and then it shows like his face, and then like the next scene we see him as a walker. What happened?
She bit him.
Oh.
Um, only ones who could do a dent is Commonwealth. Yeah, only the Commonwealth can do a slight dent against the CRM, but yeah, they are not winning. Um, Michonne Green was the best part. Amazing. That's funny, Rick. Rick. I like how you're in the chat, but you're also talking to me right now. Yeah. Rick and Michonne reunion was great. I admit there was no issue with that whatsoever. Um, Currently watching first episode. Cool. To be fair, if General Beale kills Michonne or Rick, I get shivers. I'm talking about head to toe. Yeah. We'll see. General Beale has to kill somebody like big. Only the season
I,
one
wa-
person
I,
can land the bomb.
sorry.
Okay, you know what, Jay and I, if you're gonna keep being like that, all right. Those jets are extremely fast. Yeah, DeRosa, that's not the issue. A soldier would not be ordered to take out 3 cities in one night. Still, that would never happen in real life. Every state has its own national guard. Every state has its own jets. Every city has its own jets by a military base. Every single city. There is no way a soldier would be ordered to do 3. That he literally is in LA and he goes all the way to Atlanta and then Philadelphia. That just doesn't make any sense. That would never happen. Uh, what's your favorite scene of the episode? I don't know, man, Josh. Everything is great. Like the bombing, I guess the reunion slightly. The reunion between Rick and Michonne, that was great. And then Jadis confronting Rick. I would say those are my 2 favorite scenes. Um, they're like tied. The moment got me emotional, got me so good. Yeah, I timed him out. Being he was being immature. The way in which I found you always gets me. Yeah, yeah, that was emotional. That was crazy. Um, okay, so
Hey, Brian.
yeah, go ahead.
So I just wanted to mention that one thing I do like about the Jada scene at the end is it really does show how evil and heartless she is.
Right. Jadis has always been like this. She's always been a snake changing her skin. People said that no, Jadis she has some good in her. And it's like, okay, yes, but she mostly has bad in her. Think about this. Even before we met Jadis, she stole she kidnapped Heath and she had her friend or whatever steal everything from Alexandra and then she threatened Rick's people. She had Rick fight a super zombie with spikes and she was willing to kill all of them, and then after they gave him guns, she's just like, "Oh, we need guns more." It's like, "What?" Like you do not have that many people where you need another 60 guns. Like Jadis, you don't have that many more people. Like come on. It's a little ridiculous. Um, and then
You know,
and,
oh, there.
hold on, I'm not done. And then Rick gives them the guns, and then they go to Alexandra, and then they betray them, and then Rick goes back to them, and then Jadis betrays them again, and then Jadis tries to sell out Father Gabriel. And she's keeping all these secrets. She tried to kill, and like I said, she tried to kill Gabriel, and then well, obviously besides killing Heath, and then she left with Rick and didn't even try to get him back home. Like it's just not to mention the crap she pulled in World Beyond. Like let's not forget that. That is a whole other mess of irredeemable stuff she did in World Beyond. Like there's no forgiving Jadis. She went too far. She has to die for her actions. Go ahead, Rick. You're good.
I was just gonna say that I love the way Rick's giving him the idea that can we take down the CRM? You know, because they've always had this thing between them that they're kind of like the strongest in the world.
Yeah.
So, and Rick's
Yeah.
telling her like, so I'm like, no, we can't just take them down, you know, and even if we try, we're not getting back home. So,
Like,
and she does see them like different. So I thought that was actually good writing right there.
right, like let's be honest. This is not the saviors. Like, dude, they had everyone on their side. They had Oceanside. They had okay, think they had Alexandria, Hilltop, Kingdom, Oceanside. They had Dwight being a spy, constantly selling them out. They used the walkers to their advantage. They used backstabbing. Rick used his own son's death to catch Negan off guard. He literally backstabbed saviors who were helping them. Like, and yet they still barely won that war, mind you. Like, think about that for a second. Like, they barely won that war. Like, they are not winning this one. No way. There's just no way.
Hey, hey Brian.
Yeah, go ahead, Nick, and then I have to read the chat.
I do wonder when we will see General Beale again, as we haven't seen him since episode 1, because he wasn't in this episode, obviously.
Yeah, don't worry, Nick. We're gonna see him in episode 3. He's gonna conduct the funeral for Okafor. It's gonna be a closed casket funeral, as you probably could have guessed, seeing as Nat blew up his upper half, and Rick is covered in Okafor's upper half. So yeah.
Like, I'm sorry again. Why is Rick always getting covered in blood?
Because because thirsty girls want to see a bloody Rick. That's why. All right. Do you think Jada still loves Gabriel? Sort yes and no. She loves her power more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, she's fond of him, but she'll choose her power over him. No? Please stop talking about Anton.
She just mentioned them and for a little bit in the last episode.
Oceanside wasn't an ally. Barely did anything. Yeah, you got that right. Okay, yeah. Oh, really quick, guys. So, oh yeah. So, there was one thing I had with this episode that I think I wanted to ask you guys. I'm trying to remember what scene it was. Was it? Oh yeah. In the beginning of the episode, they said, 6 years after the bridge explosion, and they show Michonne being interviewed by Ellie, whatever, the sister, the leader of the Cowboys and all that, the pioneers. So this episode just confirmed that, like the timeline, like this episode confirmed that Rick and Michonne really are in the past. Like, this episode confirmed that Michonne left before, like this, around the 10-year mark, like a little bit before that, or whatever. You get what I'm saying? Like, because people said that Michonne was like 11, 12 years. Remember how people said in season 10, they're like, no, they're 12 years in the apocalypse? Remember that? Because of Here's Negan, because of that stupid time card? But this episode confirmed that right after Michonne left, they are close to the 10-year mark. You know what I mean? Like think about that. Did they just re-change the timeline? What do you guys think about that?
They kind of messed up there. You know, I don't think she left to look for him 6 years after he left. I think that was 7 years, so they might have messed up there.
Me personally, I feel Dead City completely screwed up the timeline.
Oh, it did. It 100% did. And by the way, really quick, speaking of Dead City, Rick, I have a question for you, and I'll ask Nick this too. How does Maggie and her people, and okay, so like everything that happens in Dead City, Maggie taking all her people from the hilltop, supposedly all her people from the hilltop, she may have just kidnapped a whole bunch of people from their community and just said, hey, my name is Maggie, I will be your leader. You will pretend that you've been living in this community where my husband is buried for the last 10 or so years, and you will pretend that I'm a good leader. Otherwise, I will kill you all. And, it's just, I don't know. What I'm saying is, when Maggie and her people went to the bridge, or sorry, the bricks, whatever it's called, and all the stuff that happens in Dead City, in New York City. How does the CRM not see it? Because to get to New York, don't you have to pass around the CRM territory in Philadelphia? Like, don't you have to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like New York City is very close to New Jersey, and New Jersey is very close to Philadelphia. You know what I'm saying? Like, does
So are you saying why didn't they what they did to Michonne? Why didn't they do that to
yes,
Maggie?
yes. Why did they not gas Maggie and the Croat and all those people and the people that moved to the bricks? I didn't watch Dead City, but I know what happens, and I'm just like, wait, why didn't that happen? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, like, what do you guys think about that?
I I mean, it really depends how if she was really close, then yeah, she should have probably got bombed. But unless the CRM already like taken down, I don't know if they ever said what year Maggie moved Hilltop. But that's all I could think about. You know that she's probably not that close to Philadelphia for her to get bombed, or the CRM was already taken down since Dead City's a little ahead.
A little ahead? Rick, try five
Well, you know what I mean.
years. Yeah,
You know what I mean. Yeah.
yeah, man. Yeah, I get what you mean. It's just, I agree with Nick on this, like, when he said it, because I told him, I'm like, Dead City seriously fudged the timeline of the universe. Seriously, I don't understand it. Why have a story take place in the future when you're using current characters? Characters that we last saw were in the current timeline. Now they're in the future. So now we're going to be like, wait a minute. All these characters, all the other characters, they're stuck in the past now. All this stuff with Rick and Michonne and Nat and the CRM, this is in the past now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's honestly one of the dumbest things AMC has ever done to the franchise. Like, I think it's top three.
I think it's because they're different writers. That's why. I noticed that with Daryl Dixon and Dead City, they're both, it says written by different people, so that's why.
Right, but Gimple approved it? Like, why would you
Yeah,
approve it?
he's the one that's in charge of the universe, so yeah. I think he just approved it.
So stupid, honestly. I will say this: Gimple, Denai, and Andrew Lincoln, they're doing a pretty good job so far with the ones who live. Because I definitely think the music, the emotions, the writing, the dialogue, I think that's great. But what I will constantly trash is Dead City, even though I haven't seen it. Because, like I said, it destroys the universe unless you can have it make sense. And the only way it makes sense is Rick and Michonne join up with the Commonwealth in Portland and they take down the CRM. And we don't see Maggie, we don't see Negan, we maybe could see Daryl, but that's it. We don't see Maggie and Negan. Like, that's the only way this works. Like, I don't know, man. This is just, I don't know what it is.
You think Morgan could come out in the ones to live?
I think we'll see him in a post-credit scene for season 2. I think that's gonna happen. Um, so we're showing
Setting Dead City, setting Dead City in the future was a mistake.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's one of the dumbest things AMC has ever done. It's right up there with killing Carl. Okay, so hold on, guys. Let me read the chat. By the way, guys, another 30 minutes and I'm ending the stream. Is Michonne at her best? I will say this episode with Michonne was a lot better than her last episode in the main show. Like, for real. What if the Saviors met CRM, then be like, give us half your stuff, and then get blown up? Yeah, the CRM could be like, oh yeah, we'll give you half our missiles. Boom. Yeah, I finished season 10 last episode. I saw Negan. Can't wait. Y'all talking about big screen. Would you rather have 15 seasons of The Walking Dead with Rick and all the characters, or what we have now with the spin-offs? I don't know, DeRosa. That's a bit much. Like, 15 seasons, that is really milking it. Here's the thing. Oh, go ahead.
Me personally, I feel it should have done season 12.
Yeah, I agree, but here's the thing, though. If they did a season 12, it would have been cheap. Like, you guys remember how cheap season 11 was? It's because The Walking Dead had too many actors and actresses. It just the cast was too big. So they had to split them into spin-offs, you know. Which you yeah, so good question, man. It's just I hate seeing all the characters so far away from each other. I hate it too, DeRosa. They're supposed to be this family, and they're acting like the Fear characters. Daryl's just like, I'm gonna go look for Rick, and he winds up in France. It's like, oh, wow, I really screwed up, didn't
You
I?
know, I was gonna say if Morgan does show up, I feel bad for Daryl because he's the one that's been out there so long looking for Rick, and everybody else is already finding him.
Right, everyone's gonna find
I
Rick before Daryl. Like that's insane to me. I think
Yeah,
me personally, I hope to never see Morgan again because he's a piece of trash.
I mean same, but like I would not be excited to see Morgan in the world. I like it's funny. I'd rather see the World Beyond characters in the post credit scene than see Morgan. But unfortunately, I don't think we're gonna get that because Michonne mentioned a bow staff as her main weapon, and then she also Rick also had the Art of Peace book given to him by Okafor. So I'm like, oh man, they're gonna have it's gonna be Morgan. I just know it. And you know, and this is nothing against Lenny James. Lenny James is an amazing actor, but his character was assassinated in Fear, and I never want to see him again in the franchise. I'm sorry, I just don't, because I don't think because I will never
honestly,
forget. I will never forgive and forget what Ian and Andy did to him. I just can't.
having Morgan though in the series kind of makes sense if Lenny James wants to like be done with Morgan. You know, just I think they just want him to reunite with Rick and probably give Morgan an ending, and that's it.
Yeah. I really hate the timeline. Really doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Rick has been gone for 10 years. The Walking Dead season 1 is only 3 years. I think that's wild. Yeah. No. See, here's the thing, DeRosa. This episode confirms that Rick has been gone for 7 years. With Michonne. But she got to see Michonne. Sorry, Michonne got to see him again. But I think the current story right now in The Ones Who Live is still 1 year behind the behind the Commonwealth story, or a year or two, something like that. So I don't know what's going on with that. You know what I mean? Let's see. You're telling me Rick has been gone longer than the whole show. Who knows? Um, okay, so I'm playing the episode some more. You know, Nat is telling Michonne to give up, kind of thing, but you can still remember him. Okay, so Nat and her shoot down the CRM helicopter. Mostly Nat. Some people think this is unrealistic, like Ronnie Hayes. To me, I just suspended my disbelief. This is one of those things where I'm like, I'm not too upset about it because I'm like, we gotta see the helicopter crash. Um, but okay, so yeah, so Nat shoots down the helicopter, which Rick is in, and I do like this how he said the first one was a dud, and then it just shows imagine it showed Okafor's lower half, and it's just like, yeah, no, it wasn't. Like, imagine it says that. Imagine a meme or something like that, where Okafor's
I
like,
was
oh,
thinking, you know, like for them to chill out. They were all smiling, happy taking on that helicopter. And I know they don't know Rick's in it, but I was just like, chill out. Like you're gonna kill him.
yeah. Um, so, okay, yeah. So
And,
Michonne,
and like I mentioned this to Walk for Dead a few days ago that episode one, yeah, episode one when it showed us Rick's point of view of when the helicopter got attacked, it didn't really make any sense how Michonne was just like after the helicopter was like on the ground and destroyed, that she was just randomly running up to these bodies without even she could have killed Rick, and she didn't even know it was him because there were like three people. They were all masked, and then she killed two people, not even knowing which one was Rick. And then she ran over, and like episode two fixed that.
yeah, that's true. Um, okay, so you know Michonne is killing CRM soldiers, and um, yeah. Oh, by the way, I noticed that the first two soldiers they had like this weird beanie, not beanie, but like this thin clothing over their heads.
Covering their mouth.
Yeah, the thin clothing that covered their heads. Did you notice that the black clothing that covered their heads,
Yeah,
their
yeah.
mouths?
They all
But
those
but Rick,
soldiers
but
had it except
right,
Rick.
Right, except Reg. Like, I noticed that. That was kind of interesting. But I mean, it's that's not a nitpick. It's just something I kind of noticed. But it makes sense. Rick
I,
was flying the helicopter without the mask, so it's like he didn't have it on. Um, but yeah. Oh, let's see. Do you like this bigger world storyline, or do you like it better when this Walking Dead focuses on a smaller world, like small community and stuff? No, DeRosa, I like it when The Walking Dead does bigger stuff. But here's the problem with it. Gimple is like, hey, let's make it bigger and bigger. Let's have France and New York. No, we have Portland, we have Omaha, we have Alexandria and the CRM in Philadelphia. We don't need more cities. We don't need more countries. We don't need more exploring. Just focus on these communities, like for goodness sake. Um, let's see, Shane.
actually, can I ask you a question?
Shane, let me tell you something. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, go ahead, man.
Um, so you really don't agree with having Rick be a consignee for 6 years? Because I kind of think it makes sense that it just shows how loyal he is to his group. You know, I mean, he could have been a soldier. It was just his choice to stay as a consignee.
Yeah, but then you have Esteban that's like, hey, why don't you become a soldier and then escape? And Rick is like, that's brilliant. It's like, come on, Rick. Like, you didn't
Okay.
know that?
Well, yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
will agree. I mean, I always made fun of how Rick kind of like thought about like, oh, I could have done that the whole time.
I just feel
Hey,
like, yeah.
Brian.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on. It's just that
Right.
it's just that Rick being I feel like they rushed his training so much, like 5 6 years of being a consignee, and then boom, he's a soldier now, and now he's people say he's one of the top guys in the CRM. It's like what? He's only been a soldier for like 1 year. Like I don't I feel like that was rushed. Like what is Rick's rank? Like do you guys know this? Like what is his
I
rank?
was just gonna bring that up because about the helicopter thing, I noticed that his suit it's not red. It's all black. You know,
Right.
it looks like the rest of them, but it just doesn't have red on it.
Right. And Rick says that the frontiers in red, they go out covered in blood, come back. But it's like, okay, so then why was Rick with the frontiers? Was he just piloting? So Rick is not a frontier, then why was he in the same squad as them? Like
I think they just put him next to Okafor, like Okafor to watch him since Rick is trouble. That's why for them.
right, but you can't if he's not in the squad, then it just doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? Cuz he's a soldier. He has to officially be in a squad. You know? It has to be
Yeah,
official. So like, you know,
Pearl
that part gets weird. Um,
Pearl is actually wearing red in the next episode. She actually is, and it's Rick is still not. So it's just strange for me.
yeah. And would have been I've been all excited about the France, but let's keep this in America, keep it simple. Yeah, exactly. Like we don't need to see what France is doing in the zombie apocalypse. We don't need to see that. We have a billion stories already in the in the main country. We don't need to see what France is doing. My dad said Rick was dumb for taking so long to realize he could have become a soldier to escape. Yeah, a lot of people ranted about that. We don't even know how to identify people's ranks in the CRM. Right, like imagine that. Imagine you see a CRM soldier covered in black. He has his helmet, and they say, "Oh, Captain Rourke." It's like, how do you know he's a captain? Like he has the same armor as everyone else. Like, yeah, like that part kind of gets me. Remember when Colonel Vickers from the Commonwealth? You know how why does she have the same armor as the privates and recruits in the Commonwealth? Why? That's so dumb. Like, oh my goodness. Like,
They
oh.
all have the same armor though. It's just Mercer that has a different color.
Right, but
So, Brian.
um, oh, one second, man. Right, but why doesn't Colonel Vickers have like blue or like gray? Like, you know what I mean? Like, why does she have the same color as the recruits? Like, it just makes no sense. Um, yeah. Go
Yeah,
ahead,
I'm
Nick.
not sure.
So another issue I did have with episode 1 is this guy, Rick, escaped 4 times, and yet you're telling me that they're just going to like let him pass so easily? No. You know, like he tried to escape 4 times in that episode, and yet they're just passing it off so easily.
Well, the way they explained it is that Okafor used his rank and his position, and Rick used his plot armor to not die, because they even said you escape once, you try to escape once and you die, and it's like, oh yeah, Rick did it 4 times. Like, that's to let you know how much plot armor he has, because
I mean, Okafor saved him though.
right, but I'm saying that like 4 times though, that is really milking Rick's plot armor.
Well, I mean, I see it as he also saved Pearl apparently. You know, because Pearl and Rick are both A's apparently that never died because of Okafor. So, I mean, it would have made it obvious if it was just Rick he was saving. So,
Well, yeah,
about
but
the
I
plot
mean,
armor.
to me, it's still an issue with the episode,
Yeah.
in my
I don't know.
opinion.
Okay. So moving on, guys. I did like this when Rick is telling Michonne, anything about Alexandria, anything stuff like that, and she's like, yes, the phone, the boots, the journal, the this, that, and I'm like, oh, okay. I think you forgot to mention a map, because I think she gave Nat a map to Alexandria. I'm pretty sure she said that last time when they were in the mall. But I did like the part where Rick is like, hey, don't call them walkers, don't do this, don't let them know you're strong, make them think you're kind of weak in this, like, or whatever. And that part is fine. Like, I did like that. Oh, and I love this. I love how Michonne was being interviewed, and she said, "My name is Dana," and I'm like, oh, so close. I'm like, AMC, you couldn't have her say, "My name is Denai." I'm like, oh man, that would have been so cool.
But, I mean, the Dana thing was probably just a reference to her name.
Yeah, but like, imagine if they went just a tiny bit more, like just the Denai. Like, oh my goodness. Think about it, she's lying and her name is Denai. Like, I mean, I'm like, dude, I don't know. That's just so perfect. Also, obviously, that's a
I
real
just
life name.
I find it funny though for the next episode how she's killing walkers all like in a badass way, and
Right.
they're looking at her like, wait a minute, you know, like you're not desperate for survival, you know, it's like you could handle yourself. So that's what Pearl's telling Rick. They're starting to see Michonne is not a B, even though
Right.
he clearly told her, "Do not be yourself."
Right. But see, that's stupid right there. It's like, oh, so you don't want someone who's good at killing walkers. It's like, do you want Michonne to need help 24/7 killing zombies? Like, when Rick was literally taking all those zombies out by himself in episode 1 when he was calling, and everyone was like, yeah, Rick, awesome, you're doing great. Like, they were chanting, they were cheering for him. Like, if that didn't show people he was an A, this is Michonne decapitating a walker with her spike, whatever. That's not going to show anyone that. I just feel like that is one flaw I might have with episode 3 next week. You're telling me that Michonne is, just good at killing. She's good at using the stick. She's never used it before. And then all of a sudden it's like, you don't look like you need protection stuff. It's like, no, somebody can be good at killing zombies in a very simple way like this and still be a weak person. You know what I'm saying? Like, as in, like, they're not a leader or this and that. I mean, for Pete's sake, look at Daryl. He's a god, okay, and he's a terrible leader. I'm sorry, he is. You know what I mean?
I don't think he was ever trying to be a leader. Oh wait, actually, hold on. No, season 10 when he was helping Hilltop against the Whispers. Yeah, he was stepping up, but I mean, being a leader is just it's not his thing, and he doesn't want it to be his thing.
Right. I'm saying that's what I'm saying. I'm saying the CRM are like, you can't be a leader, you can't be strong, you can't know how to kill zombies. Well, then what's the point of being a consignee? You're telling me that Michonne is good at killing zombies, and then they're gonna notice that. No, you might be a leader. For Pete's sake, Heath was killed. Okay, Heath was killed because they said he was an A, and he's not even close to being a leader. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, I'm just like, what is going on
Well,
here? I don't know. It's so
well,
dumb.
me personally, any of these characters are better leaders than Morgan. Morgan was a
Right.
garbage leader.
Right. Exactly. That's my point. That's also my point. Rick, if Morgan is brought in, would they see him as an A? Because Morgan's a terrible leader. He's not strong.
Mm,
He's not strong. He doesn't know when to do things that need to get done. He doesn't know when to make the hard choices. Morgan's terrible at that. We saw that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think they would keep Morgan alive if because he could defend himself pretty much. He's not desperate for to be in a group. So yeah, I think they would probably make him an A.
Yeah,
Good.
that doesn't
Kill
make
more.
any. Yeah, but that doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense because so you can't know how to defend yourself. Well, then why do they have you be a consignee killing zombies?
No, I think you can kill walkers. Yeah, obviously you can, but I think it's just the way you're doing it. You know, I mean, we're gonna see more of how Michonne was doing it. We see her yank the walker's like face out of its body. So,
Right, but it's just like, oh, that was an accident. You really think she did that on purpose? Like the zombie's head came off, like it just did. You know? Oh, and
and
then
when it came to Rick, they knew he was like an A, obviously. So, I mean,
but they didn't care.
there's not much we could say about that.
But they didn't care. They didn't care Rick was an A. Um,
Yeah, that's because of Okafor. Even Beal was like, you know, Okafor convinced us, you know, not to kill you, basically.
right. Okay. So, oh my goodness. So when Michonne was talking to those people, and they're like, "Oh, it's like we're in a base that's outside of a city of like what's before, and you can never leave." And I'm like, "Oh my goodness! I hope these CRM military leaders get blown up or something," because I'm like, these people, the fact that they have no personality. They're like robots. I'm like, oh my goodness! Like I didn't think I could hate the CRM more, but like I'm like, yeah, like seriously, the fact that everyone is like this, I'm like, oh my goodness, kill them all. Like,
Because if they let you go, you have that information about them, and then you go telling other people out there.
okay,
That's like a
okay,
big red flag for them. That's why.
okay, right. But here's the thing, though. What could anyone out there do? Like, really do? I mean, the only giant communities left in America, the only big communities left that have thousands of people is Commonwealth, Portland, and the CRM themselves. That's it. That's literally it for the entire country. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
and the Commonwealth won't be able to do shit to the CRM.
right. Right, exactly. What I'm saying is the CRM is all about you can never leave and this and that. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's one of those things where it's like you guys realize that literally nobody can take you down, right? Like there's really not anyone that could. Like for real. Like
Daryl. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. No, you might be right, dude. I mean, even DeRosa said it. Daryl's a god. Um
Well, they have tanks, and he blew up a tank. So
yeah. We don't even know how to identify people's ranks. Yeah, Brandon Carver, yeah, he beat up Negan and Maggie. Yeah, Daryl's plot armor is godlike. It's insane. Daryl isn't a leader. He's more of a right-hand man. Daryl's probably Shane.
Hello? Hello?
No, Shane is not much of a leader. I mean, he was, but not the best. Hey guys, another 14 minutes, and I'm ending the stream. Okay. So moving on, we have Rick and Michonne making out in the thing. Oh, by the way, dude, did anyone when Jadis was watching the video of Michonne's tape, there's two things. One, I was excited because I knew it was Jadis, but the second thing was I'm like, what is that TV that the tape is playing on? I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm sorry, like, you know what I mean? It's a giant TV with a giant back, you know what I mean? Like, or whatever. I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, oh, like, I'm sorry. Sometimes the CRM have advanced technology, and then sometimes they have like really old stuff. I'm like, you know what I mean? Like they have like TVs that have like the giant back at the end. Like, you know what I mean? Those big old TVs, like
yeah,
VHS, like they have VHSs and stuff. And I'm like, what? Like, I'm so confused at what the CRM have. Like sometimes they have, like I said, they have really advanced stuff, and then sometimes they have like stuff from like 2000. Like what? Like I don't understand. That part kind of confuses me.
Hey,
I mean, I
Brian.
knew it was Jada's too because of her shoulder, or the also the suit too from World Beyond. I recognize it.
Yeah, same. She has a silver on it. Go ahead, Nick.
So did you have the same feeling? Because me personally, when Rick and Michonne were making out, for some reason, I had this thinking feeling that, like, like the freaking area had, like, a lot of guards walking around. I thought a guard was gonna walk in and catch them or something.
Yeah, same. Yeah, exactly. By the way, I really hope we see the city in episode 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. I want to see the hidden city. I get why we didn't see it in this episode because they're in the base. That is fine. But I'm not joking. We better start seeing the hidden city soon. Um, hey Brian, after this series finishes, will you cover Daryl Dixon season 2 episodes in the summer? No, I will not, Josh. I said it before and I'll say it again. I'm not watching the Daryl show. The fact that they're releasing those episodes, the fact that season 2 is coming out in the summer when literally it came out fall last year, like that just seems like they're rushing it. I'm surprised Rick hasn't asked anyone else. If Angela King wrote it in The Ones Who Live, nobody would have died. Yeah, exactly, Derosa. Nobody
I
dies in Angela
actually,
King's story. But go ahead.
Rick did ask about his group. He did say they're okay, and then she's okay. He asked it both at the same time.
I don't remember hearing him say, "Are they okay?"
He
You
did.
know what I'm
He
saying?
did. I've rewatched that scene a lot. He did say it. He says it when they're kissing in that room.
Yeah. Okay. So really quick, we didn't get Michonne looking at the CRM base, and dude, like, how crazy is this? This is just one of the CRM's bases, and because yeah, Michonne's like, "Hey, can we defeat them? Can we take them down?" And Rick's like, "No," and I'm like, "Yeah, like honestly, that needs to be said." The characters in the Walking Dead main show, they are screwed, honestly. The fact that so many survivors don't even know about the CRM is just beyond sad. Like, because the CRM is gonna wipe out everyone. And I saw this. The CRM have tanks. They have tanks. They have giant super helicopter carriers. They have Humvees. They have normal tiny helicopters. They have lots of Humvees. They have 25,000 soldiers in total. Like seriously, there is just no way that Rick and Michonne are gonna take them down. And I like the symbolism, but yeah, there is no way Michonne is gonna burn down the entire CRM with one lighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think she will do some damage, but I don't know what or how. Um,
She she does see what Rick's talking about though towards the end, because she
yeah,
was kind of thinking, why is he acting like this? You know, like this is not how he was before during their other fights. So, and right here he's fully accepting that they can't defeat them since
right.
the
Like,
numbers they have. So, and then she sees that out there and starts realizing, why he's like that.
Hey, Brian.
yeah, go ahead. Last couple of questions, and I'm gonna end the stream.
So, me personally, if they are planning on doing a Rick, like a Rick Michonne slash Judith reunion, they gotta hurry up because because I'm pre because because right now I'm assuming like Judith's got to be freaking old by now.
Oh yeah, Kaylee Fleming, she's gonna head off to college soon. Like they need, and let's remember, guys, in the Ones Who Live timeline, like currently in the Ones Who Live, she's 10 years old, and I think at the end of the Walking Dead main show, she was like 11. But you guys get what I'm saying? Like the actress is like almost in college. She's gonna be in college soon, like a few years,
He's
and
gonna turn 17 this year.
right, like you see what I'm saying? Like this is why we need the reunion. Just get this reunion done because my goodness, man, like the actors and actresses, they're aging too fast. Rick and them are old.
Yeah,
Like it's too
the
much.
same time though, Brian, they don't want to rush it, with Rick getting home, and because many people are questioning how are Rick and Michonne going to get home, without the CRM following them and then destroying, their communities.
Right, but I have the easiest way to write this. Rick and Michonne, they come across the World Beyond characters. They come across Commonwealth, Portland. Boom, you do all those in a couple episodes, a couple seasons, building up a season 2, maybe a season 3 of The Ones Who Lived, and that's it. You wrap up this entire story. In my opinion, this is the
The World
perfect.
Beyond characters won't do damage though. I mean, depending on the character who it is. I mean,
They have to
if
be
it's
in
someone
this.
like Felix, then yeah, I mean Felix could fight, but like the other kids, no,
Dude,
they won't do much.
Iris killed a CRM soldier before Rick.
Oh no, get out of here with that. No, no.
Yeah, Iris is the best fighter in the franchise, confirmed, man. She's better than Daryl with the crossbow. Did you see her crossbow skills, man? She is so good, man. Daryl's got nothing on Iris. Uh,
Oh hell no.
oh my goodness.
But yeah, in my opinion, they need to hurry up this reunion. Otherwise, Kaylee Fleming will be too old.
Right. Like Rick, what's gonna happen? You know, Rick and Michonne are gonna be stuck in the ones who live for what, years and years to match up with Dead City's timeline, and then they're finally gonna see Judith, and she's gonna be in college. And dude, if I was Judith, I would never want to see them again. Like, for Pete's sake, like she has grown up without a father at this point. You know, she has half grown up without a mother. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh my goodness, like
It's
it's just
mostly the CRM and Jadis's fault though for that. And they won't let him
no,
leave.
no,
So
but yes, but here's the thing though. You have to make it sense in terms of their world. How in the world is Judith going to react to now, oh yeah, finally, she's 17 or 18 and Rick and Michonne finally come back? That's just going to feel so weird. You know what I mean?
yeah, I mean I don't think they'll do that. I think they will have them reunite. I think the way they could do it is just Rick and Michonne have to make it seem like they died. You know, because Rick has tried that before, having a dead body with his clothes or the CRM armor, cut off its hand and just to pretend to be dead.
I
So they
I don't
assume they're dead.
I don't know. No, I mean maybe, but here's
That's
why.
the way how to do it without them getting followed. That's pretty much the only way.
Right, in terms of in their minds, but like I said, you have Rick and Michonne come across the World Beyond characters. You have them meet Portland, meet Commonwealth, and then we get the CRM versus Commonwealth endgame in the ones who live, and then the Daryl stuff. I'm not sure what you do with the Daryl stuff. The Maggie Negan stuff that can go die in the well, but you get what I'm saying. The Rick and Michonne's story is ending in the ones who lives because they confirmed that. They said this is their end of their story.
There's got to
Yeah,
be
but
an
then they
interview.
started talking about a season two.
Yeah, I hope so. Hold on, really quick. The ones who live in numbers cable now. Cool. Do you like the fact that the guts? Yeah, I do. They're finally killing off some characters. Can Rick and Michonne not be delusional, except the fact they can't do anything to CRM? I have a feeling they will try to take over. Yeah, I don't know how, DeRosa. This episode felt like an old Walking Dead when no one is safe feeling. I miss that. Do you miss it? Yeah, I do. Here's the thing, though. I know Rick and Michonne are safe, but everyone else, I don't know who's safe. Esteban movie coming. No, it is not. Have you forgotten how bad Tales was? That show was pure garbage. I did not watch Tales. That's why I didn't watch it. It's garbage. Have you ever seen Tale characters? Yeah, no, the Tales characters suck. Okay, so yeah, Jadis comes in. Yeah, so she comes in Rick's apartment. She uses the key, which we got to see in that promo, by the way. That was in a sneak peek months ago.
See,
But
I knew
yeah,
that wasn't Rick.
right. So Jadis, um, oh my goodness, can you imagine if Rick just throws Jadis out the window, like because she's talking to him and she's like, Rick, what the fudge are you doing? And he just throws her out the window without saying anything. I'm sorry. Like, Jadis, you do realize that Rick literally is going to kill you, or at least make sure you're dead, because you
Hey,
have a ton.
Brian.
Hold on, Nick. Hold on. Um,
Mm.
okay, because Jadis even says it. She's like, I'm fond of these people, but I will have them killed if you leave or try to leave with Michonne and all that. And I'm just like, see, once again, Jadis, she's showing her true colors. Okay, she once again is like, yeah, Rick, we were friends. You saved my life. You did this and that, and I have power. I have a better life now. But you try to leave, and you're gonna ruin everything for me. And it's like, oh my goodness, the fact that the CRM does it like this, it's so dumb. So you're telling me you bring in a consignee, and then that consignee escapes, and then like years later, and then they're just like, hey, you brought in that person. This is your fault. It's like, no, because like I'm not in charge of that person anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like that whole rule system is very stupid in CRM. You know,
But I love how Jada's kind of referenced World Beyond, you know, because she had told Rick that she has taken out a community before since she was part of the attack on Omaha, and that she
right,
had no
right,
problem doing it again to Alexandria.
right.
So
Hey,
Yeah,
Brian.
yeah. Go ahead, Nick.
Like, yeah, in regards to that scene where Rick walks in, sees Jadis, if you look on his face, you can tell he is not happy to see her. You can tell on his face he's disgusted by her presence.
I mean, to be fair, anyone would be with that haircut. I have watched so many reviews and channels and reactions. Everyone hates Jadis's haircut. Every time they review this episode and watch it, they say Jadis's haircut is a crime to humanity. I love it. It's so funny.
Well, that's her character, though. That's really her character. Ever since we met her, her haircut was bad.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, but like I said, if you look on Rick's face, you can tell he is not happy to see her.
Yeah. DeRosa says, I don't think it's the end of their story. Gimple said he's planning a
Mm.
huge crossover. DeRosa, yes, I know he said that, but it's not going to work. It all depends on Andy and Denai. And they said this is the conclusion to their characters. They can't just say it's the conclusion and then say, oh no, we're back for this crossover show. And like I said, also, you have to remember Dead City's stupid timeline. That's a problem too. They should ignore that. How do you feel about this show so far in 2 episodes in? Pretty good, but I'm really nervous. I really hope they deliver on the last 4 episodes. Do you think it will happen in a new show or maybe a season 12? No, DeRosa, it's not gonna. There's not gonna be a 12th season. That's not gonna happen at all because AMC has lost like continuing rights to the Walking Dead show, like the actual show, main show, because they ended it, and then if they do another season, they have to do something with Netflix. I
Not,
think.
not really. I mean, they kind of confirmed that they ended it because both Andrew Lincoln and Denai they left, so they told Gimple to wrap it up.
No. AMC ended the Walking Dead main show because they have a partnership with Netflix to divide profit. But now with these new spin-offs, they don't have to share with Netflix anymore.
Yeah, I did hear about that, but they also said that too about Andy and Denai
Yeah.
leaving. That I mean, it didn't make sense they would end it because honestly, season 11 without Rick and Michonne, the group kind of felt all like split up.
Yeah. Would Daryl cry if he saw Scott? No. He doesn't even know who Scott is. Jadis needs a fat. I
Oh,
don't
what's
know.
with Scott? What's with? Oh my god.
What if Jadis had waves? I don't know, but she has wrinkles. Do you think you like Jadis, the series, over World Beyond Season 2? No. Jadis in World Beyond and in this, she's just as good. Like, because it's literally the same character. Um, you know what I mean? There's like really no difference. She's literally just, she's at her peak in both versions. All right, guys, a couple more minutes, and I am ending the stream. I'm letting you guys know, like 2-3 minutes, it's over. So last questions, please.
And the funny thing is, Brian, I've never liked Jadis. Even back in season 7 of the main show, I never liked her.
Yeah, I never trusted her. Not even once because I'm like Rick, she's garbage. Like you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I never trusted Jadis, not in the slightest. All right.
Yeah, but he was desperate for her help against
Please.
Negan.
Oh, dude, wording. Yikes, yikes, wording, Rick. Oh my goodness.
What he was desperate. He needed the
Please
numbers to
don't
fight
say he
Negan
was
because
desperate. Please don't say he was desperate for her. That'll start a new thing on Tumblr. We don't need the shippers. We don't need to give them any more
no,
credit.
not like that. Obviously, not like that. You know, he just wanted her people. That's all.
I know,
As fighters.
I know, but still, man, you gotta be careful with your wording because people ship Nagy and then um Jick or whatever you call it. Like it happens, you know. So
Yeah.
um, Jada's low key a rat. Yeah, she's always been a rat. Like you know what I mean. She just changes sides. She goes with whoever's more powerful, and then she crawls on her legs, tail between her legs, and it's like, oh, I messed up. I did this and that. How many chances have they given Jadis? And she has still like just betrayed, backstabbed so many people. She's like Strand, except that here's the funny thing, is that they they didn't take her back in as far as like the 8th time. Like they let Strand go so many times. With Jadis, it's a completely different story because they didn't know of a lot of the crap Jadis did. Now they do. So they're gonna kill her. You know. All right, guys. Last questions, and I'm ending the stream. Nick and Rick, last question each.
Oh, actually, I'm gonna head out now, Brian. So it was
Oh, okay.
good
Thank you
talking
so
to you.
much, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your night.
See you.
All right, take care, man. We've
Take care. Bye.
Bye. We forgot the fact that Jadis asked Michonne to have Rick right in front. Yeah, we remember that. Remember in the end of the episode, she's like, "You look good." It's like, Jadis, stop hating on Rick. Like, he's not into men. I'm kidding. All right, Nick. Last question.
Hey, Brian.
Yes.
Like I definitely do agree. Like I definitely do agree that when it comes to Vic, like I know we compared Nick Wilde from Zootopia versus Victor Strand. Nick Wilde is the better character. Okay, he's the better. That's how you do a con artist character, not Victor Strand. That's not how you do a con artist character.
Yeah, I know. The fact that a kids movie did a con artist character better than a horror show, like, yeah, that should tell you a lot of things. But yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Nick Wilde is the best con artist character. Jadis ain't getting Rick with that trash haircut. Yeah, she even if she had a good haircut, she's not getting Rick, but especially that haircut. All right, guys, I'm gonna end the stream right now. Thank you guys so much, Nick. Thank you. So much.
One more thing, Brian.
Okay, really quick though.
The movie I Am Legend. How do you feel about it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you?
It's all right. It's all right. I don't love it, hate it. It's just all right. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Nick, thank you so much for co-hosting with me. I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Next week, I am going to be bringing Dan and Mega Matt. We're going to talk about episodes 1 to 3. I'm letting you guys all know ahead of time. So they said they would come for a stream. So I hope you guys all enjoy the stream, and I will hopefully see some of you next time. So take